As many of you know, a big screen version of Stephen King's It has been in development for some time, and at one point had True Detective's Cary Fukunaga attached to direct, but he recently had to depart the project. However, Heat Vision is now reporting that Andy Muschietti, director of 2013 horror Mama, produced by Guillermo del Toro, is in talks to take the helm. According to reports, the film is still being planned as a two-part series to be released 1 year apart. John, would you buy or sell Andy Muschietti as the new director for It?
Yeah, I would be all for it, because when you look at it and you understand that, I never read the novels. I just remember watching the miniseries that was, and that has such high potential for being a great movie. I'm actually not thrilled with them splitting it into two films. I would personally rather see it be done as one film and do it right. But when you watch Mama, one of the strengths of that film is the tone of it. You know, like the way they orchestrate the tone of that horror film. And that's something that I think a lot of North American horror films often lack. They're great on the jump scares and visual gore and all that kind of stuff, but they lack the subtlety that a lot of Asian horror films have and South American horror films have, which is it's about tone, it's about the atmosphere and all that kind of stuff. And if he can bring that to It, and that's awesome. Now, the bigger news, I think, going around about It right now is actually that We're the Miller star Will Poulter, who was supposed to be Pennywise, they're saying now because this has been delayed and everything, they're saying schedule conflicts are forcing him to step off the film. Now, they're saying that doesn't mean they're not going to be able to rework the schedule, but they cannot keep the current shooting schedule they have. And as of right now, if they do stick with it, Will is off the movie. So they're going to be looking for a new Pennywise. I don't know if I'm happy or sad about that, but that's an interesting development. Anyway, what do you think about this guy directing It?
I absolutely love it. I loved Mama, and what a horrifying horror film. Not as it's just like about losing your children, and it's like so much emotion, and the tone of it was spot on, and it was way more than just jump scares. It was frightening. If you haven't seen Mama and you're a horror fan, see that movie, because it'll just get under your skin, and it's really got a great, terrifying ending. So,
and speaking of Del Toro actually produced that. Guillermo del Toro produced that film.
Yeah. So I mean, and I like the films generally that Guillermo produces, even though doesn't have his touch on it. He like kind of oversees these films. This one was great. I like the idea of splitting It up, because my guess is the first film will cover it when they're children.
Yeah.
And it'll just only be about them being children and being terrified by that we float and all that freaky, weird stuff. It's freakishly strange and horrifying, especially if they get into the kids aspect of it. Horrifying. Second film will be them as adults. It's still around. They've got to confront it. I think that could be a great way to do it. Instead of combining it like the miniseries, just make them standalone, like, bam, we're in like 1980, and now poof, we're in like 2016, or however they decide to break it up time-wise or whatever. But yeah, I'm all for them getting this director, because I think Fukunaga was going to add, that's his name, right? Fukunaga. Yeah, Fukunaga. Great director. True Detective, standout direction. I'm looking forward to whatever he does next. But this director that they just got just feels better for me as like if I was going to see a remake from It, because when you watch It, the TV series, not to say it's flat, it's just got that kind of TV feel to it.
Right.
If you bring this guy in, he's all about tone and mood and setting. It's going to be creepy. So I'm all for it. I like the idea of splitting it too. So I'm happy they got this guy.
I think you're right. Can we bring up that image for this story again? Let's bring up that image for a second there. I think we can all agree we absolutely must bring Amy Rose Eisenbach to see this movie with us when it's time.
That's right. I want to see her freaking out. Pennywise! She'll be like crying.